So if you ever low side in a crash, what are the parts that are going to be most affected? Usually it's the sides of your bike, like this fairings, and the other big one that usually gets hit is your engine case and your coolant pipes. And if you ever fall or low side, you don't want these to be affected. So these help out a lot. As you can already see, they did their job of protecting the bike. And in most cases, these will be enough. These sliders will be enough to protect the bike from getting any damage on the fairing or the engine. But every fall is unique and different, and you can never predict how the motorcycle is gonna fall. So in those cases, case covers can come to the rescue. And if you ever talk to anyone who did track, they always run case covers because they work. And these things, you can have them, but some people think that your bike can pivot on them and then just loop around if it ever hits soil. So it depends from bike to bike. Most bikes, it probably won't even get to the case covers because the bike's gonna land on this. But you never know an angle of a fall. So if the shifter lever bends, then some of this can be impacted. You can already see that there's some small scratch from a low side in this one. On my bike, on this side, the exhaust should protect the bike before it even gets to the case cover, but it's not a very strong mount, so if it does shatter, and these two, this one will just bend in any low side, but if these fell, then this will be the next victim. So in those cases, case cover can really save your bike. Usually I don't really care about replacing these, but the bigger concern is you don't want to be stranded with leaking oil and leaking radiator fluid whenever these fall off. So in those cases, case covers can act as a form of insurance to protect your bike. So over here, I'll quickly show you how to install them. For most case covers, it's pretty straightforward. You gotta unbolt your engine case bolts, put in your case cover, and then rebolt them with the longer bolts that they are given. When loosening the bolts, I do the first bit using a torque wrench, and the rest of it I do using an impact driver, because at that point you're not putting too much stress on the joints and on the treads. And so for my MT-07, when I'm doing the other side, I do have a water pump cover. When you loosen those bolts up for your motorcycle, you will have a little bit of radiator fluid leaking, but as long as you maintain some pressure and do it quick enough, you won't lose that much fluid to be a concern. Yep, and after you're done putting everything together, for my ones, I used a little bit of anti-seize on them. And for that reason, I torqued them just a little bit lower spec than what they recommended. Once again, when tightening them up, I do the first 90% using my impact driver just to save me time and effort. And then when it's just barely tight, I do the final tightening using a torque wrench. So ever since I put them on, I've low sided 3 times. Once on the street at a pretty low speed, and twice on the track. And one of the track ones was pretty serious, as you'll see. In terms of holding up, they have been excellent. I've already taken off my frame sliders since putting them on, because I'm willing to put up with a little bit of damage to my fairings versus saving them and possibly tumbling the bike. But the case covers themselves, they have taken a lot of beating and they have held on excellently. It's possible that the engine cases themselves would have been fine, but you don't want to risk that. You're one bad crack or scratch away from leaking fluids, and at that point you basically got to tow your bike. So that's it for the case covers. Thank you for watching.